lovely good morning to our viewers of Central of SLAU TV. Thank you for always tuning and choosing SLAU TV. As we promised, we are going to be navigating the polls of 2026 at Central University that will be climaxing tomorrow. And this is the policy room. I am Sinwa Chauvin, your host. And tonight we host a very special person. Probably this is the last candidate we are hosting on the policy room because elections are tomorrow. He's a preacher of the word, but we do not host him in that capacity. We host him in the capacity of an aspiring candidate to become the 19th Guild President of Central University. Mister, in a few seconds, can you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Thank you so much, SLAU TV. My name is Muganga Brian. I'm standing as MP non-resident, Central University. Right now, I'm an aspiring candidate. I'm an apostle, by the way. I'm an apostle in our fellowship at SLAU.
For a man of God, I thought you will begin with praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord, everyone.
Anyway, let's kick it off.
Okay.
How is your personality? In a few seconds, can you briefly explain who Muganga Brian is?
Okay, thank you so much. Muganga Brian is divided into three, if I'm at all to be sincere. Muganga Brian is a parent, Muganga Brian is a student, and Muganga Brian is a businessman. In the aspect of being a parent, I'm a married man with two daughters. Greetings from my wife, of course, Gertrude. Love her so much. In the aspect of business, I deal in charcoal business, whereby I get my charcoal from the village, then I sell it to Kampala. When it comes to academics at SLAU, I'm a coordinator. As I earlier have addressed you, I'm an MP non-resident, and right now I'm an aspiring candidate. Isn't that enough?
That's very enough.
Okay.
Hope we shall support him. Now, what inspired you to run for guild presidency? I mean, you've served as the MP faculty, and you had an opportunity to go for any other post, any other position, any other post. Why say, let me set my eyes on the presidency?
Oh, that's really a nice question, sir. Thank you so much for it. As an MP non-resident, moments earlier, I entered Central University, and when I set my eyes on that office, the guild office, I was like, I have to enter this office. First of all, I was inspired by that office. Secondly, I realized that there are many opportunities out there that actually can't be accessed by a normal student. What I can say, my great inspiration is that I wanted to help my fellow SLAWians to secure opportunities out there, because as an MP non-resident, I've tried my level best using that post as an MP non-resident, but I couldn't access some offices because as an MP I didn't have that authority to access some of the offices. But as when I'm elected as a guild president, at least I can access as many offices as possible and secure opportunities for my fellow SLAWians, because I realized that year 3 is I've strived in accessing internship programs. Actually, I want to help my fellow SLAWians in the aspect of getting internships.
At this point, is actually breaking down the entire manifesto, but we shall get to that later.
Yes.
In literature, probably what he has mentioned is what we call love at first sight. He fell in love with the office at first sight. But let's say to your vice president, could you say his name straight in the camera?
Okay.
I mean, because the names of Somali people can be complicated. Could you at least share with us the right pronunciations?
Okay, my vice president is called Zakaria Al Hassan. That's his name.
Now that brings me to my question. Why choose him? I mean, it's a university of over 1,500 students. Why choose Al Hassan? Why him? Why not any other person?
Oh, I get. So looking into my manifesto, one of my core values is inclusivity.
which is actually a core value of the university.
Okay, but also it's my core value, inclusivity, whereby I wanted to also include the Somali because living along the vice presidency, also my prime minister, of whom, if at all I'm interested with that authority, is a Sudani. So I'm looking forward to bringing all associations together in this coming government of Muganga Brian.
You've said of you having already you have a prime minister. I know we've
Yes.
hosted about 3 candidates, and all of them have said they have not appointed the ministerial cabinet they are going to work with.
Yes.
So the fact that you're saying you already have your prime minister, is your ministerial cabinet already full? Have you appointed the entire ministerial cabinet?
Okay, thank you so much. Actually, me, I'm a believer in Christ, and I believe leadership comes from God. Me, I believe I'm already anointed by God. That's why I went an extra mile to choose my cabinet that I will be working with. Actually, when you see me campaigning, I'm celebrating my victory.
I could testify.
Are you a believer?
Yeah, indeed. I could testify.
Okay.
The man had a band yesterday. No one had it. Now let's get to the qualities that you looked at while you were appointing these people. What qualities did you consider?
Actually, starting with my vice president.
Yes.
My vice president is really a charming person. First of all, he associates with all nationalities. If at all you approach him, he might be somehow shy, but if at all in his personality, he's a man of people. He approaches each and everyone in his aspect. If you get closer to that boy, it's really good. So going forward to my
The qualities you looked
the
at.
prime minister, the
Yes.
prime minister, the qualities. He's a Sudani. This boy has been helping fellow Sudanese who have been facing challenges at this university. So if at all, it's me even who approached him and I was like, can you be my prime minister? Because actually what I'm looking up to when I'm choosing, you have all the qualities. That's why I chose this person to be my prime minister. So I can just tell you about only those two.
You've had the man. If you've been eyeing any ministerial post during his regime, you're out. Next time better. Now let's head to an interesting matter, a matter that has been a topical discussion throughout the entire election. Kalema. I don't know, but I forget his other name. He was part of the 5 candidates that picked their nomination forms and successfully returned his nomination form. However, after vetting, his name was not published, and according to a document that was moving around over the weekend in all WhatsApp channels of the university from the Office of Dean of Students, he was charged and accused of having mobilized a riot last semester. First thing first, do you agree with the decision that the EC decided about, putting him out of the race?
Thank you so much for that question also. I'll be neutral on that question. Reason being, I don't think that Kalema did the right thing. And I don't believe that also the EC did the right thing because of the following reasons.
But Kalema's action led to the removal of the late registration penalty, which was affecting the entire student body.
That's why I've told you.
To a student who was being affected, could you look into his eyes and tell him Kalema's actions were not right?
As I was answering you, I told you that I'm neutral on that answer because of the following reasons I'm going to give you.
Okay.
First and foremost, I think the EC and the administration, they did not pay attention on what Kalema was really trying to mean. They just judged him according to the actions. But I think Kalema had a point, but he expressed it in a wrong way. If at all Kalema had sat down and thought about this in addressing it in a formal way of at least first approaching the administration, I believe this couldn't happen. Then on the side of Kalema, then on the side of the I've given both sides, by the way.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's. I would love to go for the EC, but let's first discuss your achievements, the notable achievements you've had throughout your term as the MP non-residents.
Okay. As an MP non-resident, I believe you know the responsibility of an MP, right? He
Yes,
represents the people who have voted for
definitely.
him or her. So I've been raising our voices, even this issue of the strike because of the late payment. I raised it in the Guild Council. I hope they discussed it and they called us in the boardroom, of course. We discussed and that's why it was removed. That's my first achievement. Then secondly, I've been securing residents for hostelers outside campus. And I have a number of them who can witness that. So I believe I've tried my part, at least as an MP.
Well, he says he has a number of people who can say it, and I know numbers never lie. Now, let's head to EC and transparency. First and foremost, Article 42 of the Constitution introduces EC as an independent body. But in this particular case, we see that the office of dean, the office of the dean of students, influenced an action that was taken by EC. Do you believe the EC is truly independent? Because while they were taking the decision on Kalema's matter, they were influenced by the dean's office. But the EC is meant to be an independent body. Do you believe, yes or no, do you believe the EC that is chaired by Madam Medina is truly independent, yes or no?
May I believe it is?
Okay. Then let's head to the process that gives birth to the EC. The process that is quoted in the Constitution, that is Article 43, subsection 1, says the outgoing guild president shall appoint 5 commissioners in consultation with the dean of students and the speaker. But in this particular case, we have 6 commissioners. Do you trust the process that gives birth to the EC?
Do you want me to be sincere?
Yes, be sincere.
Really?
This is the policy room. We are here to spit facts.
I don't.
Okay, lovely. You don't trust the process, but trusting the process and the personalities is something different. Do you trust the personalities, the 6 personalities on the EC?
Are those ones I trust 100%?
Now, speaking about trusting them, there has been a matter of concern on the EC. The EC is composed of 6 members, and they are waiting for appointment of the 7th one. That's according to Madam Medina. But 3 of the members have been members of the guild you're serving on. Don't you think there will be some sort of non-transparency? Don't you think names withdrawn, the 3 members that have been serving on the same government with you, I hope you're friends, you've moved to places together, you've sat in guild meetings together, don't you think they will cheat for you or Mr. Waninda, because he's also a member of the government?
Okay, the fact that we are 2, of course, the aspiring candidates who are former also members of the 18th Guild government, since we are 2, I believe it's going to be fair and transparent elections. I believe. I don't think in that. That's why yesterday, during the debate, they asked each candidate whether they trust the EC 100%. It was asked by the custodian, and everyone replied, yes, we trust the EC.
Now still about the EC. The EC is chaired by Madam Medina, who was an aspiring candidate last year. She was the vice president. She was aspiring to be the vice president. And one of the candidates, the only female candidate on the race, Madam Nabira, was the vice chairperson of the previous EC. Don't you think there will be repercussions for this? Because I mean, she was vice chair of the EC that led to the failure of Madam Medina. Don't you think?
Actually, I don't think.
So
I believe Madam Medina is going to be transparent. She's a fair lady.
So let's set this right. You have faith. You have 100% faith.
Yes, please.
With the personalities on the EC. However, you do not trust the process that gives birth to the EC.
But I believe the personality.
Okay. If you assume office, is this something you will change? I mean, you can influence the MPs to make amendments in the Constitution. Is it something you're looking at to amend?
Beg your pardon?
Like, are you looking, if you are from office, come Friday tomorrow, if you are from office, is the process that gives birth to the EC something you're looking forward to change?
Actually, me, I've not thought about it. Right now,
But you said you don't trust the process.
all my eyes are focusing on my values. But if at all I take office, I'm going to look through all those step by step. I can't just jump to another issue when these things are still untackled. So I'll look through it and I will see the way forward, of course. And remember, this university we are dealing with, it's a private university whereby it also has its constitution that it follows. Do you believe that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's say to the campaign. How have the campaigns been to you? Have the students been welcoming? Is there hope?
On my side, I told you I'm celebrating, right? So then, what you're asking, really, you like, you don't believe
So
in
you've not
what
been
I've told you.
campaigning, you've literally been
Me, I've been
celebrating your
celebrating,
victory.
definitely.
Oh, Mr. Believer. Let's say to the last bit of this conversation, plans and manifesto. What do you have for us in store? If tomorrow can any student A or B casts for their vote to Muganga Brian, what should they expect?
Actually, when you talk about expectations, I've already started. I mean, I told you yesterday in the debate that I started this thing of implementing my manifesto in the holidays, even before being nominated.
By the way,
did you attend the debate yesterday?
Yes, I was present.
Were you attentive on when I was
very attentive?
Yes, then go on.
By the way, during the debate, you told us they were going to put up Wi-Fi in the hostels. Was it done? Or because according to your speech, you were like, they will only put it if the management accepts. Did the management accept?
Then that's the right question. Right now, there is paperwork that is needed. I need to write to the administration, first of all. They need to accept that. So I talked to the custodian yesterday, and he was like, we don't have any problem with the Wi-Fi. Right now, we just have technical problem. So they say that I should cease fire as of now, but when time comes when they need my support, they will inform me. So that's the feedback I got from the administration yesterday evening. So right now, I ceased fire.
Okay. As we conclude, what makes you think out of the 4 candidates, you are the most outstanding one? Because I know you believe, you've told me you're a believer. I know you believe that you are the best candidate. What makes you think so?
What makes me think so? My first point, because there are many points that makes me really the best candidate of all the 4. First and foremost, I believe I'm chosen by God. That's my first point. Secondly, under my core values, there is the thing that is called empathy. Empathy is one of my values. Me, I'm that person. Do you know the reason as to why when I start campaigning, even I don't know where my followers come from. Other people have been giving them money so that they can follow them. But me, I just see wagon following me from nowhere. Reason being empathy. I feel what people are feeling. When I went to the hostels, when I was looking for votes and campaigning stuff, I found all members sleeping. I was like, why? I told you that yesterday. They were like, Wi-Fi. I acted immediately because I felt what they were feeling. Their courseworks were undone. They were bored. That's why I went an extra mile and accessed this company, the Wi-Fi company.
Okay.
So I believe I'm an outstanding one.
Mr. Brian, now the Constitution gives an aspiring candidate the power to reach out to any other candidate to convince them to get out of the race. Is this something you're looking up to do? Because I mean, you have between today and tomorrow, you can reach out to any candidate, the 3 candidates, and convince them to move out of the race. Is it something you're going to do?
Can I tell you something?
Tell me.
Before even contesting, it's me who advise these people. to come to showcase what they have. And among the candidates we are having right now, we are under negotiations. Let me tell you this, it's even a secret. I believe all of them have the capacity to take Central to the next level.
So
I'm telling you, first wait, I'm telling you this, if at all I go through, and me I'm going through, I told you I believe, I'm going to appoint 3 of them, of whom I won't mention, to be on my government, because they have something in unique that I don't have. And if at all we join the energy, we join the efforts, we are going to lift the Central University legacy to the next level.
He says he's in negotiations, and if he goes through, he's appointing 3 of the candidates, names withheld. However, we all know we have 4 candidates. So it means he's in talks with the 3 candidates. So tomorrow, as you cast your vote, please cast it for the right person. Media is supposed to be neutral. Won't be saying cast your vote for Muganga Brian, but you know what to do. But before we conclude, politics is a game of losing and winning. And the kind of politics we play at in universities is politics of winner takes all. If it comes to worst, God forbid, and you lose this election, what next?
I'm telling you this once again. I'm not a loser, and I'm not going to lose. That's the answer. That's what I can reply to you.
Interesting. Heart of a winner. Now,
I'll come here to give you testimonies.
Now,
I'll come back.
Okay. I don't know, but this is getting good and good. Do you believe that in the first 6 months, because you're going to assume power for 12 months, in the first 6 months, we shall be able to host you, and you look straight in the camera and say, I told you this, I promised you this, and so far we have achieved this? The man believes. Now let's speak accountability. How are students going to hold you accountable after they cast their vote for you? Tomorrow, if I cast my vote for Muganga Brian, how am I going to hold him accountable for the promises he has made? Tomorrow, if I cast my vote for you, or any other student cast their vote for you, how are they going to hold you accountable for the promises that are in your manifesto?
Sincerely speaking, I appointed representative on this government, of whom are going to be pressuring me each and every day that we promised this, we promised this. We are going to create a plan that we are going to be following with my government. And I believe we are going to succeed with this plan. So, if at all we fail, of course, we are going to create a transparent platform whereby people are going to be putting their subjections.
Definitely. Now, yes. Let's do this. Look into the camera. If there is any student, because I know there must be some students still out there, still confused if they should cast their vote for you or any other candidate, convince them to cast their vote for you tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My fellow SLAUians, as my slogan says, every SLAUian matters. Muganga Brian is the exact candidate you should vote for. Reason being, is the one who can feel what you're feeling right now. Is the one who is going to secure at least a percentage of your future. Because through these connections that I'm striving to bring to Central University, I believe at least 50% of you, my fellow SLAUians, are going to benefit from them. So come tomorrow, please secure your green card. Come and vote for Muganga Brian. Thank you so much. May the good Lord bless you for me.
Dear viewers, thank you for always choosing SLAU TV. Thank you for choosing the policy room. We've been navigating the polls, and we are still navigating the polls till tomorrow. At least we've been able to host 3 candidates. I can assure you the 4th candidate, we reached out, we tried our level best, but the guy chickened out. Probably he didn't have what to say, but tomorrow, go and cast your vote. For now, SLAU Media is out.